Luch.
What is up, and welcome to a Neon Gaming Dimension React stream. We are talking about our impressions of the Summer Games Fest. What, kickoff live? Is that what we're calling it? I don't know. He
Uh,
doesn't
Summer
really
Games
have
Fest Live
yeah.
is what I
Summer
think it
Games
was.
Fest. Yeah, opening. It's not opening night because it's not Gamescom. Whatever. Keely's Big Summer. Let's call it that.
Keely's Big Adventure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Keely's Big Adventure. My name is Gage, aka Luke Shot First, and I'm here with some special guests. Up above me, I believe, is Arturotron RoboBartender, the tabletop legend and bartender extraordinaire slash content creator, and our good friend, the pun master, Arturo. Say what's up.
What's up?
Solid. He did
Great.
exactly what I said. And our other guest to my left.
Your stage left.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. My stage left, aka I point right on the camera.
Good try.
It is Genny, aka sendnuggies. Tell me, is it chicken nuggets or paraphernalia or like cannabis that you're sending my way?
Cannabis?
You
Good.
can have some
All-
solid nugs either way.
It can honestly be both. Either way.
Come
Yeah,
on now. It's the
Mjolnir.
frosted nuggies. It's the frosted nugs.
Yeah.
But
Is
usually
it
I
the
tell
nugget?
people when they ask, it's whatever your little heart desires.
Cool.
Okay.
Is it
Currently,
the nuggets you fry or the nuggets that fry you?
oh,
Mm.
bro.
The nuggets
Current-
that get you fried.
Currently, I want the nuggets that are fried, but either way. And then
One leads to the other when you think about
yeah,
it.
and then within the purple circle of death, it is the singer, bro, sexiest voice in. What's up, dude?
Welcome to the purple circle.
Getting portal.
I don't know
You
why,
look
but
like the Mace Windu of the Sorcerer Supreme.
he's
I
Mace
prefer
Window.
Miss Window.
He's Mace Window spinning poi though. You know what I'm saying? You guys remember poi? You guys remember spinning poi back in the day?
I do.
Oh, man.
I do.
Anyways,
We're learning
we-
so much about you today.
I know. I was gonna say.
Yeah. That I was a raver back in the day.
You used to hunt humans.
Oh.
You love poi.
When did that happen?
That's
Okay,
true,
anyway.
right?
It's about your high school games when you like chase the
Oh,
underground.
I was gonna say, yeah.
KGB, you're right. You're right.
The most
This is-
dangerous game.
There's a long story. Maybe there's a wide new. Maybe there's a wide about that. Anyways, that was Summer Games Fest opening night live. We're calling it Summer Keely's Big Adventure.
Yeah.
We just watched what, a 2-hour live stream, something like that.
Yeah.
And,
some odd.
some pauses here and there.
Yeah.
We got a lot of announcements. We got a lot of updates on games. We got a lot of kind of some good deep dives into certain things. But I want to go around the panel and kind of just get our general vibes of how we're feeling about this Summer Games presentation. I think in general of the 3 Keely events, Summer Games Fest has sort of fallen a little shorter as far as like the big announcements. Gamescom is could arguably like they're kind of neck and neck. Obviously, the Game Awards is the place where we seem to find the most kind of. Sorry, my dog. Kind of like the most big announcements. But Summer Games Fest is kind of taking the place of the E showcase, even though we get some other showcases around it, like the State of Play earlier this week. We got Xbox coming up Sunday. But I'm just gonna go through the panel and just kind of see how you guys felt. In the Neon Pocket Dimension, we do say 10 out of 10 pockets. You're allowed to use 0.5s if you want, but if you want to give it a score, you're welcome to. There's no pressure if you don't want to. But you want to give a little score, give it a however many out of 10 pockets. I'm going to start with Send Nuggies off top. How you feeling about that, what we just saw?
Cool. I think like literally just when you said that, 7 came to my head immediately.
Cool.
And that's probably because I am on the side of like I don't have any type of expectation.
Mhm.
It is Summer Game Fest. It is a time to just like see what's new, get excited. You don't have to get extremely excited. You know what I mean? Like it's just the entire weekend to look forward to as well. But I
Totally.
think also there was some good bangers that did push it over a 6. So
I agree.
yeah, 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. I think like there's a lot. There was kind of something here for a lot of people, I think, but maybe it doesn't hit the highs of certain things. Arturo, our other guest, I'll pass it to you. What do
I
you
give
think?
it an aggressive IGN 7 out of 7 pockets.
Hey,
Or 7 out of 10 pockets.
So it's just Neon Gaming Dimension pockets. You don't have to you don't have to IGN it.
I mean,
I know
do
our
like-
logo. I know our logo looks pretty similar to IGN, so let's not worry about that.
just catching strays out here, aren't you? No, I mean, I love the fact that it was a lot of variety, a lot of types of games. There's really cool stuff. Like, I don't usually pop for Lego games. Both those Lego games looked like they were pretty cool. I was excited for Lies of P, mostly because I really dug the first game, and the DLC is on my draft, so I needed to take a 90. Don't fuck me again, Gamer. But yeah, I mean, Dune Awakening was fun to watch some more stuff of that, but nothing for me really like made me wow crazy. I'm not a Resident Evil sicko. I don't care about like team shooters at all. Quite honestly, like I'm just
Sure.
done with team shooters. Can we just extraction shooters, team shooters? Let's just Arc Raiders does look really dope. I will say that. Love the design. The gameplay looked really good. But yeah, 7 out of 10 pockets.
Cool. Steven, I'm gonna pass it to you, and then I'll round out the corner. How'd you feel about this stuff?
Yeah, I'm gonna give
Also,
yes.
by the way, also really good sweatshirt you're wearing. I just noticed.
Oh yeah, I had to for this that came in today. So
God damn, you
of
just got
course.
that in the mail. I feel
Of
so
course,
bad
I
that we're
just
keeping
barely got
you
it.
locked to this stream while you could be
And I'm
unboxing
like,
that.
I really effing want to go. So I will say,
in the house.
all right.
Switches in the house. Switches in the house. Sorry.
Switches in
Yes.
there. So I'm gonna give that a 7. 7. Yes, that's what we'll go with.
Okay.
Yeah.
7's all around. I'm gonna give it. It's hard. I think I can go with 7. I think it might be a 6.5 for me. I think that personally, let's split it this way. I think presentation wise, like showcase wise, 7 sounds about
Sure.
right for me. I think personally, it's more of a 6.5. God damn it, Gage, no 5 says Jesus. It's not that I thought the presentation was bad. I felt like ultimately the pacing was a little rough because considering like last year's Game Awards was like peak game presentation or E3 style presentation. I thought it was like so perfectly paced. The commercial-ish parts that we felt that we all know we need to have felt earned because around them was something exciting on either end. This felt like we had a blast here, all of us talking. Obviously, I had a good time with all of you. We were having fun in between each announcement, but I do think there was a pretty seriously extended section where we didn't really know what was happening or what to care about, what was commercial versus what was presentable
Right.
game here. So but Resi 9 huge.
Sure.
A couple of other fun ones, Mortal Shell 2, Atomic Heart 2, some Fortnite updates, Death Stranding whatever.
A new
Whatever this
Drinkbox
Chronicles
game.
Yeah, no, there's some good stuff. I'll say 7, but for me personally, it's more like a 6.5.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, totally.
And I want to touch on that because it's like, I feel like if it was a like captivating showcase, we wouldn't have time to be bullshitting as much as we did, right?
Exactly.
There was something here for everybody, I think, but like, 7 is pretty apt. Like it was a solid presentation, but I kind of got bored, like, halfway through.
Yeah,
It wasn't overwhelming. It wasn't underwhelming. It was just
right. Yeah.
At no point was I feeling like us kind of drinking and sorry, just me.
You were
just
literally the only
You
one
just
drinking.
Just me drinking, and
I
you guys.
soda water and juice.
Yeah, you're drinking cappuccinos. Anyways, at no point that I feel like me going to the bathroom or like just shooting the shit with you guys was like impeding on my ability to enjoy this presentation and whatever. Where like Sunday, I think during the Xbox showcase, there's a good chance. I mean, like we're gonna be pretty glued to the screen. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyways, but let's go through a couple of the announcements that were involved here. I have GameSpot pulled up. We have things like our initial thing, Mortal Shell. I did want to say that like Keeley is getting better and better about like highlighting games industry things that are kind of important. The fact that like, you know, Expedition 33 is like the highest rated Metacritic game of all time kind of stuff.
Oh yeah,
Whatever
showing
it
like
is.
the top was it
It was a
was it
top
just
Yeah, that
10
was,
Steam game?
and
game.
let's be
Oh,
real, that
games.
was kind of a low key dig at some of the more toxic game fans on Twitch,
Exactly.
Twitter right now. It was really cool to see like also all those games are vastly different. I mean, you had
Totally.
Civ 7, you had Oblivion, you had uh, Expedition. It was
Exactly.
a really cool list. Also, I love that
Night Rain.
he's sharing the spotlight now with he had a co-host. That was kind of cool to see.
Yeah,
I get tired of
Lucy being there was cool. Just female voices in the games industry being represented in general is always good. And
Wait, is that why I'm here?
God damn it.
I'm just kidding.
Totally, yeah. You didn't know that. We someone didn't Gage didn't tell you.
I walked right into that.
You're our token female friend. You're the
Fucking
one.
A.
I like, and I'm
no.
Latina too, so you get 2 for 1.
2 for 1.
Hey.
Hell yeah.
I mean,
this is a minority heavy stream, guys. Well done.
Good.
Well done. DEI in action.
We love to be inclusive here.
Entiendo más de lo que quiero. But I say I don't speak that much Spanish, but I understand a lot of it, so we'll work it out.
Your accent
Hey, no mames, way, Gage.
Did you say is horrific? Is that what you said?
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah.
I've heard worse. It's not bad. Don't worry. It's not
Lo
bad.
siento, todos personas, las Españas. I don't know.
Just-
Anyways.
I don't know.
Just Junie, just stop.
I will. I'll stop. But yes, we have a couple of fun announcements at the beginning. We have things like Mortal Shell 2, a lot of 2s in the beginning of the showcase. We had Fortnite Death Star Sabotage. I guess that's their kind of final, you know, season finale, whatever they're doing. Which, you know, I have lapsed off of Fortnite recently because Fortnite is often the game that kind of takes up space when there's not a lot of single player stuff for me to be playing. I don't know.
Literally.
Are you guys playing Fortnite right now? Not really.
I mean, I saw that and all I could think of is bring back Kyle Katarn, you cowards.
I know that
the first Dark Forces game was basically a Star Wars Doom clone, and it was Kyle Katarn stealing the Death Plans before he became a Jedi.
I love those games, but you know, in Fortnite, I don't know.
So yeah, I know like at least 10 of us got tricked into downloading Fortnite again recently because Snowbike Mike said he was going to play like a community night.
He did.
Wow.
Didn't do it.
And he didn't.
Then he was sick. Then he was sick. You know.
No, he went and played fucking something
Night
with
Rain.
I forgot what the fucking
Probably
Hunt
Night
Showdown.
No,
I think. I don't fucking
Hunt
know.
Showdown.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh gosh, who's playing Hunt Showdown in 2025? Anyways,
Mike.
Mike, still Mike is, yeah. Let's play Night Rain. Can we all agree? Let's play Night Rain. You know what I mean? But anyways, yeah. Death Stranding 2. I do feel like there's a sort of a Keely-ish showism thing where it's like, why are we giving Hideo 5 minutes on stage? He's got a whole presentation tomorrow or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, there's just there's some times where I felt like I was just kind of during the run up to Death Stranding 1. I really the whole hype around this game and the mystery of it, and Norman Reedus and Baby and Mads Mikkelsen and Guillermo del Toro, and like, you know, there was a whole lot of intrigue towards being like, what the heck is this thing? But now that we've had Death Stranding 1, I'm a lot less intrigued of like like a 3-minute like therapy session between these two actors who I don't really know. Like, I mean,
Kojima
what do you guys think?
This thing where like the more he reveals about a game, the more confused I become about what the game is.
We're less excited I get, to be honest.
It's like the opposite of anyone else. But I mean, the thing that fascinated me the most about Death Stranding, I think I said it on stream, was the social interactions and like the fact that like you can log in now and suddenly there's all sorts of like people have built a bunch of stuff all over the place, and I want to see more of that. The story was always kind of like backseat to me. Like I don't really. It's like the sidecar. Like it's weird and whatever. It's about death and what have you. But mostly it's about building a road across America. Now we get to build a road to Australia.
I think this is entirely in Australia. Yeah. And he was like saying, he's like, I could build endless games about Death Stranding, but I'm gonna leave it at. I don't know. I'm not a Metal Gear guy, or I wasn't when my childhood. I I want to go play those as an older gamer. But I did love the the runway to Death Stranding, and then I played Death Stranding, and I was like, okay, some of those initial cinematic moments when you're listening to Low Roar, which by the way, my friend is the guitar player in Low Roar. But you know, you're like listening to Low Roar and you're walking these crazy landscapes. I'm like, this looks gorgeous, and the Decima engine is firing on all cylinders. But I just didn't really vibe with the gameplay. Kind of, I don't know. It's just one of those things. So, anyways, okay, Death Stranding. Then we had Chronicles Medieval. We didn't get a lot about this game, but it was kind of For Honors ish mixed with what,
like Dynasty
RTS?
Warriors almost, like
RTS maybe?
Maybe it was a Dynasty like.
Also, real quick, which let me see that link. You said you're giving it GameSpot. I don't see the same one.
Oh yeah, I'll throw it in. I'll throw it in here.
Unless you're jumping around, because I do have one.
I was gonna say I don't know if he's jumping around or not. I'm trying to.
I threw it in our Twitch chat. If anyone wants to follow along.
Chronicles Medieval sandbox from Copenhagen-based Raw Power Games makes its debut. All set to voiceover provided by Tom Hardy.
Thanks, Arturo.
The Tom Hardy element is kind of random, but yeah, I don't know.
He's got a voice.
Then we had Sonic Racing Worlds or Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, and then there was a Minecraft element of it.
Just all of the combos, all the IPs, right?
Exactly. Code
and we
Vein
agreed
2.
that mine cart was a problematic term for the game.
It is a little problem.
Yes.
I liked it at first, and I thought about it for a second. And I was like, just the cadence of it doesn't work whenever you're doing. No. Code Vein 2. Again, like it was a little interesting because Code Vein was really stylized, and I felt like this trailer particularly was a little more like cartoonish or something weird. Yeah, Waifu Vein 2 says in the chat. There was just some. I don't know. It just felt a little less like the Code Vein, the original one, was kind of gritty, and I really liked like, customization in that game. I tried it for like a couple of hours. I didn't, but you know, I don't know. This one didn't quite do it for me. End of Abyss is Section 9, who I believe is the original Little Nightmares people.
Really?
I'm gonna look right now.
No, I don't know if that's.
It's described as a creepy isometric twin stick shooter.
Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not getting anything from their website. So, yeah, interesting. Isometric. It looked cool.
Yo.
We have Mouse PI for Hire. We all know that's coming out. So there's a whole lot of other stuff.
With the raid.
What's up, Verum? What's up, Dex?
Thank you.
So many kind of funny best friends in the chat. What up?
Oh yeah.
We're just talking.
Finished watching. Yep, we just finished watching Summer Game Fest, Keely's Big Adventure. Going through the list.
Yeah, exactly.
We got the Mice PI for Hire, which is weird, old school Walt Disney style animation, legally distinct. Little Troy Baker action, voicing the hero of Jack Pepper.
It was pretty funny to see Jeff be like, another role for Troy Baker. And you're like,
I thought he was joking, to be honest, but I was like, oh.
I also thought, I was like, oh, I guess he is. I guess he's that person. We had Game of Thrones War for Westeros. There it is.
Westeros.
It's not the mobile game that was just put out, which is like King's something or other. So I don't know. I have no idea what this is, to be honest.
It's an RTS, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, made by the
Total Warish, or no, guys that made Warcraft 3 Reforged.
Okay. Which I'm fairly certain wasn't well received at the beginning.
Yeah, I was gonna
say. Anyways, Atomic Heart 2 and the Cube. This was interesting. Monkfish had a big shelling out this show. Steven, what do you got to say?
Yeah, this is my favorite one of the showcase. Atomic Heart 2 was my favorite showing. Like,
this game looks
surprise too. It looks so fucking cool. Like, I don't know, man. I was hooked when this popped on the screen. Like, I'm like, I don't know, other games, I'm like, okay, pop in and out here and there, but this one is like, you know, just staring into the abyss.
Again, I was talking about during the stream, and I think I stand by it right here, where we grew up in an era in which so many teams started with maybe a game that we still remember fondly, but it was the initial iteration of that game, right? Like so many of us played Tony Hawk 1 on PlayStation 1 or Tony Hawk 2, and then Tony Hawk 4 and Tony Hawk's Underground were the ones that were like, holy shit, this team knows how to really make an amazing skateboarding game. Or like,
Yes.
a lot of us played Dark Forces and loved Dark Forces, and Jedi Academy was the one that we were like, holy shit, this is an amazing game. Again, like there's a lot of studios who have grown up having a small or medium-sized team and making a game that maybe we all loved, kind of a cult classic sense, and then went on to make Assassin's Creed 1 to Assassin's Creed 2 is the same story, right? Like the idea of like you had a great idea, you tried your best on the first game, but like games take iteration and finding the fun and learning out what everyone gravitated towards in that first game and then making the second iteration of it better. And we live in a time in the games industry in which that experimentation doesn't really exist. And so Atomic Heart 2, one of the reasons I was so excited about it is it was like, hey, Atomic Heart 1 was like a 7, and we don't have to fault them for that. If Atomic Heart 2 is a 9, that rules. You know what I'm saying? Like and
I mean, that's
and
right now the games economy is a lot of studios and fresh IP gets strangled in the crib because they're
Yep.
not crazy numbers. But I mean, just Kingdom Come is a great example of a studio like iterating on a first game and then coming out with a modern classic banger.
totally.
And Kingdom Comes 1 was a really rough start when it came out, and it was buggy as hell, and it was weird. But the second one is amazing. So you're
I
right,
was
dude. It's
just
really
about
great.
to ask that. Yeah, if this came out that same way, if it was like buggy at all, and then it did get updates, because I don't know, I didn't play it, I don't know anything about it.
I
I'm
mean,
clicking
Atomic
through
Heart
a
wasn't
20-minute video.
Atomic Heart wasn't buggy. I think it was just
It
kind
looks
of it was just
Milk
kind of
toast.
like it just lacked a little bit of character, and I think like
Yeah.
the overall shooting mechanic was just a little bit like I don't know,
flat.
it was just a little bit mediocre, you know what I'm saying? But like again, mediocre like in the
It's not
pursuit
bad.
of finding something great is a good thing, right? Like that's not
So it wasn't
bad.
bad.
Yeah, it wasn't bad, and the art style was still cool, and there was a lot of still cool elements. I just think it didn't fully deliver. But like again, like I was trying to use like the BioShock or something like that. Like there have been plenty of studios who their first foray into whatever genre they were trying to perfect wasn't perfect, but then eventually we get Mass Effect or we get, you know what I mean? Witcher 1 and 2 are cult classics that almost no one played, and then Witcher 3, one of the best RPGs of all time. So like,
Sure.
this was one of those trailers where I was like, "Oh, maybe they figured out the next evolution in their game that's going to push it to being something utterly special," right? You
Yeah,
know?
and
I
this
hope
sequel
so.
drips style and character.
Yes.
And I thought the experimental multiplayer game that's attached in that world, that's another great way to put out another property, but still in the same IP.
Mm.
That world mechanic where it was like a Rubik's cube looked really really cool. I wonder if that's gonna be like generative type levels or something.
Sure. And again, we live in an age in which all of these studios are figuring out ways in which they can sustain themselves to make the games that they want to make. And like I am in kind of promotion of like, hey, if what it takes to make it in the games industry today is to put out a multiplayer like kind of procedural shooter or something that kind of fuels your next game, like I think that's fine. Like if that's how we're doing it these days, then
Hello, Night Rain.
that's how
Yeah.
exactly.
Like
If Night
if it's
Rain
gonna hit, it's gonna hit.
exactly. If
Let it
Night Rain
fund your
and
next game.
if Night Rain and the Dusk Bloods means that whatever Elden Ring 2, AK, or just FromSoft next rules, like
Like
I'm
maybe
fine with
this
it.
will let them pay to create new assets to reuse
Exactly.
for the
Right?
next
Yeah, I
games.
imagine.
Yep.
Hey, I'm about that.
It's a good call.
Marvel Cosmic Invasion. I didn't really mention this. It seemed like it was like a cool
It was like a kind of almost mobile vibes to
beat
me
'em up
game.
sort of thing.
Yeah.
Emu. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
whatever.
mean, it's that style that's got to come back ever since we did Shredder's Revenge.
Right.
And they're bringing back that side scroller fighting game, a la Final Fight, Fatal Fury type stuff, and it looked cool. Like
Yeah, no.
it spoke to my childhood, so I was into it.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah, if I'm
agree.
gonna play a fighting game, it's that one. Because I
Yeah,
mean, sure, because I am still hot on Rivals,
me
but
too.
also because it's cute as hell. Like it
It
just
is.
looks good. The
The
art
style was
style is
cool.
so good. Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
The
Onimusha, this was
next
our first
one, yeah.
first gameplay reveal. We were all pretty excited about. When was it that we saw Onimusha? Was it
It was
Game
last
Awards?
year, I thought.
Last
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
No, this game looks gorgeous and sick as hell.
I'm getting some real Sekiro vibes for some reason
I was getting Neo
by
vibes.
the
I thought it was
parry.
Neo 3 at first.
Yeah, actually,
Totally.
you're not too far off. That's a good call.
I call them
Yeah,
yokai lights.
totally. I think there's a good chance that like this is just gonna be a really fun action game. It's cool that we got Ninja 2 remastered recently, and we're getting Ninja Gaiden 4 at the end of the year. I think this is gonna
Yes.
move right forward in that sort of vein. So that's cool. Felt that boxing, the weird Muppets
No,
boxing
I stand
punch
by
out.
that was a shared delusion fever dream we all had, and we'll never speak of it again.
Yeah, okay, do you
I
Yeah.
need to look more into that.
is
Like I
that an
said, I'm like,
actual
is that just
game?
what Unreal
Like
5 is, or
Again,
did AI do
like
It
look at
looks
something?
like
this.
a
It's just
punch out
like
but with
it's a
Muppets.
boxing
so weird.
game, but like
but also AI and like whatever. But
yeah,
it says Jim Henson style puppets. I don't know, man.
they
I
got a
don't know.
rip off Cookie
I didn't like
No,
the
Monster.
fuzzy.
they're
I don't
more
like the
like Peter
fuzz.
Jackson Meet the Feebles like puppets.
Weirdness for sure. Then we had Killer Inn. Well, this was like the kind of Clue like, but like MMO, Among Us sort of vibes. I don't know. It's forced to me, but maybe it's fun. It's a streamer game.
It's like
Um,
they've made a bunch of games that no one asked for and no one wants.
yeah, totally.
Yeah, it's pretty harsh,
Yeah,
but yeah.
I hear you. We have Arc Raiders, which has gotten a lot of really positive buzz. I think anyone who's games or not survival games, extraction shooters, has been like this is the one because I think like the overall world feels really put together. The robots are cool. Like here in the screenshot that I'm looking at on the Summer Games Fest Live GameSpot article, like it's about the fact that two people are here to kill each other, and then there's this giant robot spider who's messing with their whole day, and like they have to both disengage to take on this like big
Yeah.
scary
I
thing,
think that
and
was
like
like the end of the trailer. Because I
Yeah.
remember
exactly,
seeing that little shot. It was pretty cool.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
pretty cool. And
this might be an extraction shooter I fuck with. Like it looks really good.
Same.
again, I like the idea of an extraction shooter. It's like what it will hook me is like the vibes and the world and the feeling of like tension, and you know what I mean. Like this seems like it has that where like unfortunately Marathon recently has dealt with a bunch of stuff that makes us all really mad, and it seems like there was a lot of like just the difficulty elements in general were kind of like, oh, there's no real progression in this game unless you're really locked in, where Arc Raider seems a little bit more like, oh, drop in, do like a kind of like PUBG kind of
Also,
vibe and just see how it
no
goes.
procs chat is wild in Marathon.
In Marathon, I know,
Yeah.
craziness. Here you're able to be like, hey, there's this giant spider. Do you want to run instead of kill each
Yeah,
other?
yeah.
Like,
Or like, hey,
yeah.
wait, don't shoot me, let's
Wait,
get
hold on.
yeah.
Yeah, good
Love
stuff.
those moments, yeah.
Dune Awakening, the first MMO I've considered playing in what, 10, 15 years?
Yeah, and if you remember correctly, the people making this made the Conan MMO Age of Conan, and they also did the survival Conan game, Conan Exiles, with the fabulous Dong technology, as we mentioned.
Of course.
And this is like they're taking that idea of that survival game like Valheim, but turning it into an MMO with faction combat. It looks really, really good, and the sleeper must awaken.
The sleeper must awaken, indeed.
Sleeper.
The Shy Halud is gonna be all over. But
Next week
yeah,
too. Wow.
right. That's pretty cool. Then we had a bunch of. I'm gonna run through a couple of stuff quickly. We had the Out of Words, which was that cool animation, like stop motion animation puppet thing, Metroidvania. We had the Mafia, the Old Country, right around. We're all excited about. Lego Voyagers.
We're gonna have to stop and talk about this game because this game looks really, really cool.
It was one of those ones where you're like,
Lego games.
Yeah, but you're like, this pulled on my heartstrings. This is cool,
And also, it's from Annapurna. Like, what a pivot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's one of those things where
like co-op? I wonder.
Is it gonna have like a deeper little story than the first one did, or like any kind of like remote heartstring pulling? So
I'm starting to like play like these are Duplo Legos, so there's like the big Legos with my daughter.
Okay.
She's 2 and some months, but like, we're starting to actually be able to like, she's actually starting to be able to be like, oh, I want to build something and start to do it. And the other day we built a whole big Lego castle, and then she just proceeded to Godzilla it pretty hard.
Of course.
But like I have a feeling if this is anything like Lego Builders, it might pull on some heartstrings, so that's cool.
It's a co-op adventure. So yeah, it is 2-player, like you're working through the story kind of thing. And it kind of gives me like the one with Yarny, the game where you play
EA
Unravel,
Hmm.
I think.
Definitely.
Kind of giving me
Then we
those
had Light Tower says that Nickelodeon's game though. Nicktoons, The Dice of Destiny, that like a Nickelodeon D&D
I was
thing.
intrigued, but I don't know if I was after seeing the gameplay.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
The gameplay was not what they were selling us on. Like, I thought it was going to be something similar to Tiny Tina's Adventure. That's how they were framing it. And then it's more like I don't know what this is, a gauntlet like? I have no idea what I'm looking at right now.
It looks like a cat quest is what it gives me.
Yeah.
Of like,
here's the thing. If it was a Nickelodeon gauntlet, like I'd play that. This didn't feel like that. Like, like this felt like even more, I don't know, like arcadey, I guess, or something, you know what I mean? Like, I'm all about like, if we were just dungeon crawling with Nickelodeon characters, like I'd be. It didn't feel like that.
Yeah.
Then the big one, Liza P Overture, available today. That's pretty cool.
That I bought for because GameStop gave it an 8. That's not good for me, but yeah, the first game was great. It was a really good Souls-like. It was the closest we've gotten to Bloodborne 2, and more Pinocchio is great.
Cool, hell yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, that whole game reeks the vibes that I think a lot of Souls-like players are vibing for, and I think it's probably one of the best Souls-likes, that's not from Soft of all time. Then we had Mina the Hollower, which looks more Zelda-y than ever. I think that was really cool.
You missed Fractured Blooms, man.
I know. I didn't care enough.
It was pretty freaky.
It was freaky.
It did. Was that the one where no, that wasn't the baby kicking one, right? That was not.
It?
No, baby kicking comes later.
Okay.
That was weird. Mina the Hollower, I'm still kind of bummed we didn't get a date.
Right.
I don't know. It's like how do we not have a date for that? Personally,
it says confirmed for a Halloween lunch, but new demo is now available.
Yeah.
New demo available on Steam.
Oh yes, you're right. Yeah, it was Halloween.
And like this is some Game Boy.
Does it mean Halloween like the date?
Yes, Halloween.
It's like October 31st on the trailer. Yeah.
And there's a demo out right now.
Sorry, I lied. You know what? I don't know why I lied. I went and bid on that on our fantasy.
You mother.
Get fucked.
How much? How much?
I'm not.
Yeah, how much did you bid? Huh?
Deadpool VR. I have a decent amount of money, so let's just talk about that.
I may have also bid on that.
You definitely do. You definitely have more than me. Deadpool VR.
I was concerned because I didn't see any other Marvel characters until like halfway through the trailer, but then they started popping some X-Men characters and other Marvel characters. But this is interesting. Neil Patrick Harris doing his best Ryan Reynolds impersonation, which was
pretty funny.
It sounded good.
Like,
yeah,
it did.
He nailed the character. Like
I was
well
like,
done,
hey, I wouldn't be surprised if it's Ryan Reynolds, and it was not.
I mean, the guy did graduate college early and become a doctor, so we must expect
vamp on this game and then Dying Light. I'll be right back.
Yeah. I mean, this game I don't have a MetaQuest 3, and this is not gonna get me to buy a MetaQuest 3.
No. I do. I have a MetaQuest 3, right? Like, but I just haven't been compelled to play VR lately. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just an interesting game to take, a Marvel property to take to VR.
Is this the one that I said was like a RoboQuest? No, right?
I mean, it kind of
another game later.
A little bit like RoboQuest, but like kind of the cell shaded a little bit, and the shooting looks a little,
very stylized.
Maybe it is.
I like the. Then we got Dying Light 2: The Beast, which was no, we're still watching some dead. Yeah, so ninja stuff. So you got Omega Red. You got some the Hand. I'm assuming. I think I just missed another Marvel character that showed. I don't know who that is.
Deadpool.
Yeah, but Dying Light Beast, I've never been into these games, but they look like
Same.
poor man's Resident Evil.
No, not poor man's Resident Evil. That's a bit discounting. I
I
think.
have to say, there's a pretty big following, huh? This game gets
Yeah,
a lot of attention.
that's a
Is
good
it on
pun
Game Pass right
because
now too, or was it?
yeah.
I feel like I've seen it
Well,
available.
so the first one
Yeah,
had an
and
expansion named The Following, just so you know. I don't know if you knew that when you said that, but
I did
he,
not. I'm just saying good.
um, yeah, that's a good audience for these. People were kind of disappointed with 2, to be honest. The Beast looks more like a return to form, for
it's also the
the
return
first
of the
one.
character from the first Dying Light.
Yeah, yeah,
So
exactly.
I'm sure Dying Light sickos are gonna pop for that.
Yep.
It comes out in a couple months, August 22nd.
There you go.
Yeah,
I thought 2 was really fun, except for the end was pretty bad. But then we had mixtape. I'm really happy to see this because I don't know if you guys remember a couple of months back, the whole Annapurna team just like quit.
Yeah.
Because there was some sort of like corporate takeover BS.
Yeah.
And I was really worried because this game isn't made by Annapurna, but it's published by Annapurna, and so this is the team that made God, what is that called? It's like you're Bob Dylan, but you're like playing Jimi Hendrix solos.
Frick, dude, I loved that game
I
too.
can't. Okay, hold on.
It had a long name. I know that much. And basically
No
your
clue.
interaction was playing guitar. That's what you were doing, going through the different like set pieces and kind of delving into his own psyche at the same time, which was really fun.
I can't remember what it's called for some reason. But
We'll
anyways,
find it. Let us know in the comments.
It was fantastic. Yeah, if you know it in chat, it was really fun and a pretty amazing a guitar platformer.
The good old days when toilet paper was available.
That's true.
This game just makes me think about how much I miss Blockbuster.
There you go, right?
A little
But
bit,
this game looks incredibly special, just like teenage years, innocence, kind of millennial vibes, and pretty cool.
Banging soundtrack as well.
Exactly, all sorts of really good licensed music. Then we had Tower of the Guardians of the Sacred Tree. This is kind of when we get into
Artful
this
Escape.
section.
Sorry, I needed to interrupt. The Artful Escape.
Good man, that's exactly right. Wonderful game. I actually have a review on it on the GG app. I go check out my GG app profile at Luke Shot First. I have a review on there. But yeah, then we kind of get into this weird anime. We have Toa, the Guardians of the Sacred Tree. We have Axe of Blood, which was a Sifu-like. We had Scott Pilgrim X. This is pretty cool.
Yeah, I love the old school River City Ransom style brawler, and that's like pretty much what the first Scott Pilgrim was.
This time,
is it X or EX? Did we get
EX?
I didn't hear it.
I think it's a play on words.
Okay.
It's EX,
as
but
in
it's
your
also
X.
Like the X's.
Flowers is also his X, but also extreme.
Right. And it's by Tribute, which I think who did the beat 'em up, the Ninja Turtles beat 'em up. So.
Oh yeah, cool. And yeah, Ramona Flowers playable in this game, also known as Winona Ryder.
Not to be confused with legally distinct Winona Riders.
Right, not Winona Ryder.
Then we had Hitman World of Shift from Casino Royale. So, you know, their next game being 007. This is a bit of a crossover. That's pretty fun. Mads Mikkelsen came out on stage. That was cool.
I was also chat corrected me. Le chiffre is actually a French word that means digit. It's like a cipher.
It's like the
okay.
The finger.
No, like numbers, like digits.
Oh,
like a numerical
said
cipher.
In the chat earlier.
Yeah. Mueller brought down the hammer of truth and knowledge.
He did. Yeah. Oh God, he'd love that.
He'd love that. Then we have Lego Party. I'm not exactly sure. Board gamey type of thing.
Actually,
it's a Mario Party like, dude.
This says over 60 mini games already. Like I'm
playing. This is gonna be a great like weekend stream game.
Great stream game. Awesome. Then we had things like Wildgate. We had Blighted. We had
so that's Wildgate is a PvPvE multiplayer.
Yeah,
which is another like thing that's like that I didn't care either, but there's a lot of those that seem to be coming out as well. The FromSoft is doing that Souls Bloodborne like that's a PvPvE.
Blighted is a Guacamelee Drinkbox Studios. It actually looked pretty cool, but I don't know. I mean, again, this was just a section where I was like, I felt like, okay, yes, these announcements are for someone. I didn't necessarily think they were presented in the best way. I don't know. Hard to say. It just felt like because they were in the middle of the show,
Yeah, I'll be
there was a
honest.
little.
I
Yeah,
agree. I think a couple of these could have gone into like an indie showcase, or
Yep.
probably will, and like pop off a little bit more and get the
that's
audience
true.
that is really there.
That's very true. We had Ill, which was the freaky, bloated baby
Was that the
game. Who
one?
knows?
Yes,
Yeah.
we can
Yeah,
all
that's
now
the
kick
one.
babies, and they're zombie babies, so there's no guilt. It's guilt-free baby kicking.
Good. Mecha Break, we all know we're gonna have fun with later.
Legally distinct Gundams.
July 1st.
Yeah, legally distinct. July 1st. I mean, we got a release date. That's cool. I know Jacob's really hyped about it. Definitely excited about it. Infinitesimals is an 8-person team called Qubit, which making their first game. Infinitesimals is a 3rd-person shooter following the conflict between warring bug nations. So it's a Bug's Life the game. Then we had some Resident Evil, but it was weird. It was like a weird Resident Evil thing, and it didn't do the thing at the end, which was
That's
weird.
so funny. I
It
didn't
was
even
like
realize that. If you read
it
in
was
this
a
little description, it says, you made an appearance during this show saying that the next Resident Evil would be
Would
revealed
be
in the
in a
blink of an
blink of
eye.
an eye. Yeah, pretty
it was
smart.
like a teaser for the one more thing, which
For the
was weird.
teaser. Yeah.
Pretty weird. And it was like the Lady Dimitrescu was like
Yeah, she
cheersing us
teased
with
it too. Yeah, she
weird.
what?
Then we had this weird dude like doing SNK stuff in Street Fighter 6. I don't know. Crimson.
They've been using Kenny Omega, I think, for some of their promotional stuff. So
Oh, really?
I think it's
Okay.
just a continuation of this ad campaign.
So he's a
This
weird
was
dude.
probably
and
the
he's
weirdest thing for me. I didn't understand what it was until they had the Sagat in there, but
yes, I saw Sagat and that was cool.
Yeah, at first we thought it was like a WWE or UFC type
yeah.
scenario.
Yeah, I thought I was maybe gonna be in 2K, UFC or whatever. And then yeah, Last Flag. I don't know. Whatever. Imagine
yeah.
Dragons.
It's founded by the
Alright,
singer of Imagine Dragons, the studio. That's why.
That makes so
Wow.
much sense.
Oh, okay.
Party
It's
on.
the singer and their manager. Yeah, it's weird to take one
Are they
specific
brothers?
like
Right?
They are
gameplay
brothers.
style of first person or third person shooter, but then make your entire game about that. Like usually
Weird.
Capture the Flag is like one mode, not like
Sure.
themed. So I don't know how, and it's a team, like each character has different abilities, it looks like. I don't know if that's going to get any juice.
Yeah, Light
What-
Tower in the chat says a lot of these were in daily devs too. I totally feel like that. Like I feel like a lot of these indie showcases are going to be, maybe a wider sleuth of indies in which like maybe not quite people are interested, but we're probably going to get a lot of trailers that feel in the same sort of vein. You know what I mean? Wu Chang Fallen Feathers, not to be confused with Wolong Fallen Dynasty. Don't you dare.
Or the next game, Wu-Tang, Rise of the Deceiver.
Right.
Oh, that's very.
Which
Hey.
she said Rise of the Receiver when right after the announcement. That's what she said. Which I
So
thought was
good.
pretty funny.
Hi guys, my daughter's here.
Oh,
Hi.
Say hi.
What up? Look at the curls.
Yeah, she's got those curls just like me.
Got that
I
baby
think that means
mullet
it's time to
going on.
wrap.
I think
That's
it's about
it's time to wrap.
now.
It is about time to wrap. So we're just gonna go through real quick. Wu-Tang, Rise of the Deceiver, Into the Inkwell, Stranger Than Heaven, and then finally, let's talk about Resident Evil Requiem, which is the next
Yes.
main line Resident Evil. I thought this looked post-nuclear Raccoon City Fallout kind of thing. That's a cool new setting that I did not imagine for the Resident Evil to go. What do you guys think?
Yeah, and we still don't know if it's first person or third person either. They didn't confirm that, did they?
It did seem like it was maybe Leon's conclusion. I there was a bit of Leon footage. I don't know.
And then how does this tie into the 7 and 8 storyline?
It does say
intrigued.
a bold new direction for the franchise.
It did look tonally different than the last two, which I appreciate for sure.
Yeah, at
It
first
seems-
I thought it was a Silent Hill. I was adamant that it was a Silent
Yeah.
Hill, but apparently not.
I want more of that like creepy horror that you don't really know what it is, kind of less monster movie, more creepy, you know. That's kind of what I am into, but yeah. like
Yeah, I agree. I
Visage,
thought
if you've played Visage kind of thing.
I did like the idea that it's like, you know, post Raccoon City's like being decimated by nuclear fallout, and like what is that? Is radiation an element of it? You know what I mean? Like I do think this was a cool vibe to go. That's very different from any Resident Evil I've seen so far. Also interesting that it didn't show up at the Sony State of Play, which was like
Right.
a lot of our predictions, and therefore kind of dropped here, which was interesting. So Capcom, dude, like Pragmata, uh, Resident Evil
By
9.
by
Couple
the
of
way,
those.
the Summer Games Fest VOD is still going, and it looks like there's going to be a big announcement in like 45 seconds. Also, do
Oh,
not look at the YouTube chat. Holy crap, that got real
it
toxic.
is mess.
Wow,
Yeah.
brutal.
It
But
got real.
yeah.
No, it got dark real fast when I popped in. I'm like, nope.
Yeah, don't do it.
All right. Well, overall, let's give our kind of little final thoughts. The stream. Steven, what did you feel about the overall presentation one last time? And what are you looking forward to for the rest of Summer Game Fest?
So let's go with the overall feel. I think it was a good time with you guys. I had a great time hanging out. I'm more excited about what's to come. Obviously, we had State of Play, which I thought was a little lesser than this, and then now this is a little more. And hopefully, you know, I guess Microsoft will come and save the day with all the friggin' IP. We'll see. No Silk Song. Dang, can't believe it.
I didn't even want to put it out there.
I know, right?
I know.
Don't
We have
put-
Mina
like,
the Hollower. That's
this
like kind
point-
of adjacent.
No, nah. It was.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, just don't do it. It was okay. Look, I mean, that's really the most I can say about it. It was okay. It didn't offend me. I had a good time. So it was well put together, but it did have a lull, and I was like, okay, I don't have to pay full attention to this thing. So, yeah.
Agreed. Genny, what are you thinking?
Like I said, it kicks off SGF. I got a full day tomorrow of all my favorite part of these are the indies. And even though I love the fact that some do get a spot on the big stage, would I love for you to fly in indie devs instead of Mads?
Yes, please.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe put a video on from that dude instead. He's busy.
Okay.
Get some indies out there. But yeah, I'm excited for the rest of the weekend. This just got me ready. I'm not, like I said, I'm not mad at it. Also, I didn't get offended, so I'm good.
Cool. Arturo, how do you feel after talking it through?
It was aggressively mid.
Yeah.
That's
right.
That's what I say. I'm excited for the Microsoft presentation. Honestly, I'm banking on us getting a deep dive into Outer Worlds, the way they did with like Indiana Jones and the other last year Starfield. And you know, to see what Xbox, now that I'm become more of an Xbox user, what they have in the bank, because they still haven't had their big like tentpole like IP blow up yet. But you know, there wasn't much here for me. Honestly, I'm a big open world RPG guy. Nothing for old Arturotron, except for like some Liza P and some Dune.
Yeah. I hear that.
Stuff we already knew about.
Yeah,
too,
I'm in the same vein. I feel like a lot of these announcements that we kind of knew about them, or the sequels to properties that we have already seen before. Atomic Heart 2 was a standout for me because, again, I like to see that devs get a second crack. That's something that might move us into like this was okay to this is a great new entry in the series that solidifies its like place amongst modern gaming. I'm excited about Resident Evil 9. Just to see more of it in general. I think we'll probably get some sort of Capcom something or other, or maybe a Sony State of Play dedicated to it at some point.
Might be my first Resident Evil. We'll see.
Wow, there you go. I played through the Resident Evil 4 remake. I've played through Resident Evil 4 probably like 30 times, but the remake recently earlier this year, and so I'd be really excited for a new Resident Evil. I'm slightly partial to the third person versus first person. First person just scares me a little bit too much. That's just on me.
Try VR, bro.
Dude,
Man,
I know.
I tried the demo of 7 on PlayStation VR, and the first time I died, my heart stopped for a hot second.
Bro.
It was too real.
It's nuts. Yeah.
Something about VR I actually think I might be better at. I don't know, something about the first person thing. I just get so like fucking tense about the whole thing. VR, like there's something about the like kind of not realism of it that I'm like, this is fun. Fuck it, yeah, bring it at me. And I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't know. There's a little bit of a disconnect.
I feel like we should put this to the test.
We went to this like in San Jose in California. There was this big like VR arena thing where you like all went in and you had like full like VR suit on with like backpacks and guns that were like being read in the game. And we were doing this like zombie game within that, four of us, and it was just so arcadey and like kind of laser tag that I was like, even though there's zombies like in my face, like I'm like, this is fucking fun, you know what I mean? Where something about first person like not first person VR, just first person horror games. Like I played through Outlast, and those games are fucking terrifying. I mean, mostly because you're like you literally don't have a weapon a lot of times, but yeah, couldn't handle. Anyways, yeah, this was a mid showcase for me. I think I'm excited about Xbox. I mean, I know we have all Switch 2 news coming out right now. So overall, I had a lot of fun with you guys. I'm happy we hung out and had some fun.
Maybe
I had
the
a
real
couple.
Summer Game Fest were the streamers we made friends with along the way.
We're
Damn it.
Arturo and Genny and. But yeah, anyways, thanks for joining us on Neon Gaming Dimension. If you like more reacts or impressions like this, we do react to other showcases. We're going to be doing a big thing for Xbox all day long on Sunday morning, starting at 9:30 a.m., going to 2 p.m. Who knows how long it's going to go with the Outer World showcase, but we're going to give our impressions similar to this on that. Maybe I'll be a little less drunk. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah,
but in the meantime, happy summer, happy June, happy Switch 2 week. If you got that, we're gonna do some Switch 2 unboxing stuff with Steven. Very excited for you. That's awesome. Some Mario Kart World streams next week, as well as we have more stuff coming up. And if you've missed any of our other stuff, go on check it out on YouTube. That's youtube.com/@symbol Neon Gaming Dimension. Or if you want things like our Wibe News Show, which is an internet show all about nerding out on everything possible, then check it out on youtube.com/@symbol Neon Pocket Dimension. And we've got our drinking show. That's Odd Valley Tap Studios as well. And then check us out on Twitter and Blue Sky at everything at NPD Squad. Thank you. My name is Gage, aka Luke Shot First. I've been here with Steven, TheSingerBro. Thank you for producing today.
of course, man.
Say goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone.
Jenny, aka sendnuggies, tell us where we can find all of your stuff.
Easiest will be here on the Twitch side, though. Twitch.tv/sendnuggies. Same thing at YouTube.
Heck yeah. Thanks to everyone in the chat joining us for that. And Arturo, you got anything to plug? I know you got some stuff recently, and if not, you're going to be on our.
Yeah, I would love to plug my buddy Nick Crutchfield had me on his bartending podcast Tail Feather to talk about gaming communities in the digital third space. Talked a little bit about the tolerance paradox and like active community moderation. A little bit about the restaurant industry and the economy that's kind of like really terrible for local businesses right now. And then actually, I pop in the Neon Pocket Dimension stream and other streams just as a +1. You'll find me in the kind of funny Twitch chat. Sometimes I'll lurk and send nuggies and Neo Ashi's chat. And tonight, actually, at around 11 p.m. Central Time, I will be at the Upturned Table Twitch and YouTube channel doing an actual play of Daggerheart, the new Critical Role tabletop RPG setting. I rolled a Furbolg, which is a cow, an anthropomorphic cow person. Named him Jason Momoa. It's actually pronounced Momoa. Today, yes, last week was session. Last session was session 0, where we did world building and character. Today should be session 1.
Yep.
Heck yeah. Arturo is also featured on some of our other stuff, including a show that we've been kind of like, incubating in the background, where we're going to talk about drinks and gaming drinks and nerdy drinks. So stay tuned for that. Also, he's on Night Rain streams because he is one of the Xbox crew on there, so you can be sure to check him out there. But thanks so much to Arturo and sendnuggies for being here, and of course Steven as well. Always a pleasure to join you. Thank you for checking out any of these reactions on SGF, and you can check them out as breakout videos on YouTube. And be sure to be here on twitch.tv/Neon Pocket Dimension on Sunday morning with us for the Xbox stream, and we'll see you soon. Thanks, guys.
Okay, bye.
It's Jacob's fault.
It's all Jacob's fault.
It's Jacob's fault. Remember.
Bye.
All of these, Jacob's fault.